Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Barrett's Sports Complex as we have a good one here tonight. It's the quarterfinal of your SAC tournament for women's soccer. It's the visiting Newberry Wolves and your LR Bears. Should be a good one, AB, here on Bear Sports Network on the SAC Live. I'm Ada Caliande, joined by my broadcast partner, AB. AB, what do you want to see in this game, and could you give us the starters as well when you get them?
All right, so we got LR starters for this game. They're going to have Van Eerden up front, Maddie Kyle, Nev Dustin, and Axa Mushtak in the middle, Abby McGarrell and Amanda McFarland, as well as Rhea Acton, Olivia Thomas, Alyssa Cruz, and Christina Shumshak. And in goal, Christina Warner. So for the Bears, while we wait on the Wolves to give us their starting 11, I just expect this one to be up pace for them. Try to take advantage and jump on this team early.
Exactly, ABA. Just pulling up some stats on both squads. LR is 26-2 all time against Newberry. Their last win was this season, 5-0 over Newberry. And, they're looking to remain unbeaten here at home and move to 11-0. And this has been the most wins under a Coach Higgins campaign since he's been the head coach at LR, 14 and counting on the season for LR. And for Newberry, they have some studs on their team as well. Daphne Hayami with 10 goals and 5 assists on the season for 25 points. Should be putting in an all-conference nod herself. Jacqueline Aldrich, 4 goals and 7 assists for 15 points. So those two, you look for them throughout this game for Newberry to really get their offense going. They're very good and able to read breaks and read the spaces, those two. And then on top of that, their keeper, Jalen Gant, an .875 save percentage. I specifically remember they had a different keeper in at the beginning of the game when they played LR earlier in the season. They brought Gant in, and she really was very impressive, very audible as a keeper. You could hear her from up here, and she seemed like she had a very good command of the defense. So look for her to get things going in and back in goal. Should be a good one. It's a nice, refreshing 38 degrees.
Oh, it's lovely right now. This should be an interesting one. I don't think it'll be a lot like the last matchup between these two teams where it was 4-0 and LR did jump all over the Wolves. But you'll see when, playoff time always makes things a little interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking for the spark plugs off LR's bench. I'm looking for Ali Zuger to come in hot and just really try to amp up this team. I mean, LR, we've watched them all season. They're a very energetic team, and they play with a lot of high-energy players. So look for them to get going. And, I mean, this Newberry team as well, can't sleep on them. They're here for a reason. They're looking to play upset here today.
They're looking to play upset, and nothing's more dangerous than a team that has nothing to lose. And that's exactly what the Wolves are playing tonight. If they lose, then the Bears were supposed to beat them, and they were the best team over the regular season and all this and that. But the Wolves can find a way to win this game. It just means a lot more to them. So they're going to come out, and I expect them to play determined.
Yeah, it should be a great one. We have about 6 minutes remaining until we begin this one. All right, bold predictions. AB, this is the part where we do it. What do you want to see?
I think the bold prediction side of it, both teams get on the board, but the game winner will come in the final 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a shootout. I've seen this Newberry team. They definitely created a lot of shots and opportunities in the last game. Just weren't able to capitalize. But I think today it's going to be a different story. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think LR comes out on top, but I think they come out 4-3.
Yeah, I think this does have the potential to get up there and running. I'm interested to see. We talked about how it's 38 degrees. It's a 7 o'clock game. Normally they play earlier in the day on the weekends. So I want to see if that has any effect on the ladies as they run around. and just if they come out cold.
Exactly. You gotta, when it's this kind of weather, you gotta battle the adversity. You have to stay warm. No pun intended. You have to just really get going. You have to get going from the get-go. Because if you remain stiff and not ready to play, you're gonna get taken out easily. Now I got the starters here for the Wolves. And in goal is Jalen Gant. You have Emma Harms, Samantha Molina, Taylor Hyatt, Courtney Velasquez, Jacqueline Aldreet, Sierra Chavez, Daphne Hayemi, Monica Jimenez, Taylor Monahan, and Sally Slice. So just getting ready here. They're about to get the starters out here. And we'll be rolling here in a little under 5 minutes left. We're back here getting ready to go. Should be a great one. Both sides are pumped up. I'm amped up. AB's amped up. We're trying to stay warm. Let's get rolling.
Let's get it started. Let's just go. Get 90 minutes of some great soccer in today.
There's nothing like playoff soccer. Especially with this conference, we've seen all year just great plays, great players, and teams just all around. So excited to see what these two have here in store for us today. So we're about to begin. You see the majority of LR's players electing to wear some gloves. You know, trying to keep your hands warm.
Yeah, I see a decent amount of gloves, long sleeves. It's that kind of night. Stay warm. Both teams trying to score some goals and advance to the next round. One of the things I think we got to watch in this game is the effect that the home field will have for the Bears. It's a team that won a lot of games at home. They ride behind their crowd. And for the Wolves, being on the road, can they get a big win and kind of silence this crowd? I think the key will be for them is trying to get on the board early and just putting the pressure on the Bears.
That's very true. I mean, the BSC has been known, has been rowdy all season long. And, I mean, it's freezing out here, but people are still coming out to support their LR Bears team. And, I mean, to watch some great soccer, I'm excited to see what Newberry has in store for us, what LR has in store for us. So we're just waiting on the teams to break their huddles, and we're going to get rolling.
Should have a fun one today. I'm ready for it.
Exactly. Looks like LR's going to start off with the ball. It'll be Mushtak in the middle.
Mushtak will get us started.
And Mushtak is off. And she's already weaving in and out. Good defense right there by the Wolves. That's one of the going to be, that's going to be one of the game keys for the Wolves, to get the ball away from Axa Mushtak. And I'm sure they've watched film on her all season.
And Mushtak, her and Dustin, they make everything go for this Bears team up the middle.
Bears in the box, and that's going to be a penalty as Van Eerden is able to draw it. It's going to send Abigail McGarrell to the penalty spot, where she is 6 of 7 on the season.
And I've had conversations with McGarrell about this before. She's always been a penalty taker, but it just feels like for her this year they've taken more than she ever had. And the Bears, they just draw a lot of penalties this year.
Exactly. Let's see what kind of approach she takes here. And rips one. It's saved by Gant. What a great save by the Wolves. And McGarrell is now 6 of 8 on the season.
What a save right there.
That's tough if you're a Bears fan. That though you can't get those back. Ball still bouncing in the box now. Acting low and driven. Now dribbling in, and she gets bumped. Tries to play it back, and that's great defense once again by the Wolves.
I don't know if you could draw up that defense any better if you're the Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, stopping this LR team from scoring is already difficult in itself, but saving a penalty, that's top-notch ability from your keeper. Give credit to where credit's due.
And then not only to save it, but for the whole back line to stay composed enough to not allow any other good chances.
This ball's going forward now. Van Eerden looking to put pressure on that back line of the Wolves. It's a great sharp pass as the Wolves are looking to run. I believe that is number 10, Jacqueline Aldrit. That's who we talked about and circled earlier. She creates a lot of scoring opportunities for this Wolves team.
And this Wolves team is different from the last time the Bears faced them. They've come together a little more.
Mushtak is weaving in and out, looking for an opening. And not sure what that was from Mushtak, but that will be a goal kick.
Looks like a slight miscommunication. Looking for Van Eerden running up the side.
As Gant to take the goal kick. Strong header by Nev Dustin. Kyle. Now McFarland takes a heavy touch up the middle. So the Bears are trying to work it in through this stifling defense of the Wolves. And they seem to swarm the ball as soon as one gets even close to the attacking third.
I think swarm is a great word. It's like there's 2 or 3 of them around it at all times.
Now Shimshak doing what she does best. Running down the pitch. And Mushtak cuts inside still with the ball. Dustin fires. And once again, a Wolf is there to make a deflection. That's huge.
I mean, they had to swarm right there because Mushtak, a great nutmeg up the side, and then puts it back into the middle, but shut down.
As Mushtak to take this corner. She whips it in, an in-swinger. It's up, and that's into the back of the net for an Olympico. Mushtak magic. Bears 1-0.
What a goal. And as we take a look at that replay, you can just see bent in and no chance really. That one was bent in perfectly, almost as if she did it on purpose.
Yeah, that's not we're not a stranger to that here. That's not new for if you've been watching LR games all year. I mean, Nev Dustin hit 2 Olympicos in one game, and that's just a really incredible feat to do. You have to bend it so much that it goes parallel and into the corner. That's very difficult.
I mean, I've watched a lot of soccer, and I don't know, it's the first time I've ever seen it 3 times.
And Dustin takes a rip with her left foot, and that goes wide left.
I mean, what about this opening 5 minutes? It's been very action-packed from both teams.
Oh, it has. I'm waiting for Newberry Wolves to get going on the offensive end, but defensively they've been sharp. I mean, that's not your fault right there. I mean, give credit to where credit due. Mushtak bending in a goal from a corner, that's very difficult to do. So credit to this Newberry Wolves defense.
And if you're the Wolves, it's simple. You want to contain Mushtak. You let her. She gets in a beautiful goal, but you've done a pretty good job of being able to swarm in the midfield.
As I see a great touch by Hannah Van Eerden, and now the Bears are looking to attack again. Shimshak laces a ball. Kyle checks back in onside. Acton, a low in-swinger. Van Eerden turns. She curls one, and just too high. It's the right idea, though.
Couldn't get enough on it right there. Just got under it a little bit. Get another goal kick. And one of the things for the Bears, their best defense is their offense. They attack so much that they don't allow teams to get on the attack in half. And if you're the Wolves, you have to find a way to attack.
As there's a foul going the other way. It's going to be still Wolves possession.
I think that's something the Wolves have to try to get in their advantage. This is an aggressive Bears team, so you got to try to get some fouls so you can set up shop in their half.
Yeah, aggressive is a very accurate and apropos word for the Bears offense. As soon as they put one in, it's practically game over because they're looking to hunt. And a shot ripped, and Warner is there for the save. That's a good turn by that Wolves player. Would love to see her try to get more behind it, but that's, once again, the defense stepping in front of that shot. Good touch by number 13 of the Wolves.
But all this offense we've seen has started from the fact they got a good free kick and a good spot.
That's one of the things I've been harping on all season, set pieces and how key they are to the game of soccer. The majority of the times you see the teams that win have a lot of set pieces over the course of the match because it just helps you out tremendously. Dustin pushing forward, surveying. That's a great switch by Nev Dustin. And look at Shimshock. Honestly, AB, stride for stride, I believe she may be one of the fastest players in the conference.
Definitely. I haven't seen many people outrun her.
And
Mushtak unable to find the top corner.
Yeah, that would have been a thing of beauty if Mushtak was able to bend that in from about 30 yards out. But once again, good job by this defense of the Wolves. Great header by Dustin. Wolves throw in. So that ball's cleared out of bounds. Acton now to throw the ball in. So far, it's been an exciting one. If you're just tuning in, LR is up 1-0 here at home. It's the SAC tournament quarterfinals, and they're playing the Newberry Wolves. It's just been good back and forth action, and this Gant comes off her line to secure that one for the Wolves.
It looked like Dustin tried to lay that one off right there instead of taking a shot at goal. But the Wolves, they got to find a way to get some constant pressure on the Bears' half. They had a little attack earlier off of a free kick. So let's see if they can find a way to either draw a foul or something so they could set up.
Yeah, they got to get going here. They got to really start to force the issue on the offensive end. And they've been very good defensively, but not able to really push the ball down the field as they will attempt to do that right now. As you see a lot of Newberry players getting loose and staying warm in case their name is called on. Kyle, 1v1 here on the wing. It's a good first step. Kyle plays the ball back in, still up in the air now. Shimshock will join the fold, puts one up. It's bouncing around, and a great attempt at a back heel by Van Eerden.
I give a lot of credit to these Bears. They're very creative on the offensive side with their runs and just where they'll take a shot from, what kind of shots they'll take. If they feel like they can put it on goal, they're gonna attempt it.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's a work of art to see really good soccer players, especially these two teams on the pitch, and how they create opportunities for themselves. And so far, it's been a stalemate here. The only lone goal coming off an incredible shot by Axa Mushtak off a corner.
And if you're the Wolves, I mean, how do you feel? You've stopped a penalty kick, but you let a corner kick get bent in.
I mean, you got to feel like you're still in this game. It's not over. I mean, the only goal you allowed was a Olympico, which is rarely happens, one. And two, you saved a penalty. You should feel good about yourselves. You just got to push the ball here on the offensive end, and that's what they're trying to do now. And another thing I've noticed, this Wolves team, they have a lot of people put back on that back line. It's not necessarily a park the bus, but they're not bringing a lot of numbers forward.
I was just going to say that myself. I can notice they're not attacking with a lot of numbers, and I think they might have to change that if they want to make a dent in this Bears team because it's just too much speed.
Yeah, from the success we've seen of teams against this Bears team, which has been very few this season, they've only had 2 losses so far. Catawba was one of those teams that we saw that really brought it to the Bears offensively, and they pushed a lot of people forward, which made it very difficult for this back line to keep up with all the shots coming that way.
And I think the part of that's key is you have to put the Bears on their heels. They always attack. So let's see what happens when they get attacked. It's kind of like, every fighter has a plan until they get punched.
Exactly. As Dustin and Mushtak will be over the ball. Dustin trying to lay it back for Mushtak. She was by her lonesome. And Acton comes in. And a foul will be called on Acton.
A lot of contact there.
Yeah, just a little too overzealous on the challenge by the freshman. So that is number 9, Courtney Velasquez. Good service, looping around the 18. The Wolves trying to settle it. And that's a good deflection by number 10, Jacqueline Aldrete. And she's going back and forth with Acton. It's getting a little chippy. Mushtak looking to push forward and turn.
Just dancing with the ball out there.
Yeah, Mushtak is an excellent dribbler. And Kyle gets the ball taken away from her right there. That's a great job. And look at this passing from the Wolves. Great 1-2. And that's their captain right there, number 4, Emma Harns. And she's pushing the ball forward.
And I like the action right there by Harns. Finding space in the Bears. Really setting up something special.
And a shot's going to be ripped, and that's going to go wide left. That was ripped by Jacqueline Aldrete. But that's what we were calling for. We were calling for the Wolves to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. And it just took your captain right back to push the ball forward.
Exactly, and I like that. Change the tempo, make the Bears have to defend a little bit.
That's an ambitious pass by Acton, looking for Maddie Kyle. Kyle needs some support, trying to go 1v1 against Velasquez, and she gets the space. And another deflection. Kyle getting ripped again. And now the Wolves look to possess. As we're under 30 minutes, we'll have to play here in this first half. Shimshak making a run forward. She's going to look to reset. Shimshak gets dispossessed. Bears still remain with the ball here. Now McFarland looking to play one in. Van Eerden trying to head it. And just wide right of the frame.
Wow, what a move right there by the senior Van Eerden. Pressed forward, got all the Wolves to move up, and then just released behind. Got as clean as a header as you can get.
Yeah, that's one of the things you got to be really good in the air, and Van Ierden does exactly that for the Bears. She kind of just, pulled the okey doke, pulled the chair out from under the defender, and went back door. And that's just great body position by the senior. Thomas now looking to switch the field. Acton. Big steps forward. Lays it off for Van Ierden. A heavy touch that might cost her. And yes, it will. It's going the other way. Velasquez once again to take the free kick. Cruz now on the ball. Thomas, a pass backwards. It's a good layoff for Shimshak, and that will be guided out of bounds by the Wolves. Another Wolves throw-in.
Nice constant pressure you got right here now by the Wolves, being able to push some numbers forward.
As you see, they have 5 or 6 players past midfield, which is really good for them. As you're climbing an uphill battle at this point, you're down 1-0. It's still even, in my opinion, in terms of momentum in the game, because you haven't really seen one true goal from the Bears. And Kyle now lays it across the 18. And that ball will be cleared away. Looking for Aldrete.
And just keeping in mind, these teams are playing for a chance to match up with either the Catawba Indians or Lincoln Memorial Rail Splitters.
The only 2 teams that have beaten this LR Bears team this season, and they want revenge. And Acton fires a shot, and what a save! Oh my goodness, Jaylene Gant. So we say that simultaneously in synchronization.
A save so nice we had to say it twice.
Exactly. I mean, Gant, phenomenal play. So far, she's been the MVP for this Wolves team.
Just so quick on her feet right now. She's reading everything pretty well.
There's a reason she has an 875 save percentage. And that number is going to increase after today. Shimshak now out wide to Mushtak. Mushtak cuts in. Still dribbling with the ball. Fires a shot. And Gant another save.
And when the goalie starts making saves like this, just at the clip Gant's making them at, then it just forces the shooters to have to make the perfect shot.
As Gant sends a ball past midfield. Acton trying to find Kyle. Kyle able to keep it in. Now 1v1 with Velasquez. And Velasquez stood her up. That's a good job by the Wolves defense. That's a pretty give and go by number 8 of the Wolves, Taylor Hyatt. And an ambitious shot by Aldrete. You gotta let Warner know you're there.
Yeah, I think a little impatient, but what a ball right here. Van Ierden. Oh, she's going to be called off. What a run and what a ball that was.
Once again, Gant making the play, but Van Ierden was offside, wouldn't have counted anyway.
I think VAR would have been very interested with that play. That's why Gant took no risk. Go out and just take care of the play in case.
Yeah, that could have been really close if offsides wasn't called. It could have been a head-on collision. Glad both players are all right. As Thomas boots that one with authority. It's a good first touch by Acton, and now McGarrell looking to survey the field. And Shimshock making another deep run out there on the wing. Shimshock cuts in. Back to Mushtak.
I have to give a lot of credit to the Wolves for their one-on-one defense right now. This is a Bears team that we know can beat one-on-one matchups, and the Wolves are just not letting it happen.
Dustin now with two people on her. Ball's up in the air. Van Eden, a nice touch, looking to turn. Fires low and driven. That's blocked once again by the back line of the Wolves.
Keeping the pressure up for the Bears.
Smooshtalk racing towards this ball as that one gets guided out of bounds for a Bears throw-in.
Just a little heavy right there. And Adi, we talked about the weather. What does the weather have an effect on the ball?
Yeah, the ball gets heavier and colder temperatures and takes some funky bounces, but also you got to realize when it's compressed like that from the cold air, you got to really drive your foot through the ball because it might not go all the way there. So we're seeing a big run here on the far sideline, and I believe
Unable to keep it in.
the ball went out of bounds, so that'll be a Bears throw-in.
But that's something that's just really hard to do with this Bears team. Part of the reason why they have such a good defense is just because they attack so much, and when you get your chance to run, they have so much speed, it's hard to run on them.
Smooshtalk gets tripped up. She draws the foul. Shimshock cuts back inside. Still with the ball, trying to lay it off for Dustin. Mushtak weaving and wheeling and dealing and just runs out of room. That's one of the things I've noticed how people play Axa Mushtak, especially when she gets maybe sometimes a little too dribble happy. They swarm the box and make sure when she tries to beat someone. There's a run right here by the Wolves. I believe that's Aldreet looking to go 1v1 with Shimshock. They really try to swarm her very early and try to get that ball off her feet.
Good bend in right here. Nice touch. Better defense.
That is a bold strat right there by Abby McGarrell. Putting your body on the line between a player, an attacking player, is about to lace a hard kick on the ball. That's heads up. That's why she's one of the captains for LR.
And possessions battled for in the middle. I just want to add on to what you say for Mushtak. I think that's the best way to defend her. You got to swarm her, keep her crowded. It's almost like a good point guard that can just dribble all over the place. You want to keep them crowded, make them have to pass it and give it up. And that's what you have to do with Mushtak, and sometimes she'll dribble herself into trouble.
Acton, the 1-2 now. Natty Kyle has a lot of space. Looking for Dustin, just a miscommunication. Bears still remain with the ball. They clear the ball away, and the Bears were going to look to reset.
And you can see the slight change in the players on the field and their attack from the Bears. They went from lacing in a bunch of long shots now to trying to find Van Eerden on the back post.
Yeah, the Bears have really changed their strategy. Like you said, they're trying to attack through the air now. And Kyle trying to get ahead on it. And that ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a Wolves throw-in. Good touch by Aldrete. And a nifty turn. So they're moving the ball forward. And it's an errant pass right there by McFarland. So we're under 18 minutes left to play here in this first half. The LR Bears are up 1-0 over the Newberry Wolves here in the SAC tournament quarterfinals. Maybe what have you loved here so far from both sides?
I love the aggression from the Bears. It's been matched also by something I love is how just consistent the defense is for the Wolves. Now, the Wolves have been patient. They've played solid defense, and they've tried to attack when they can. But it's been very, very competitive.
Moostock looks to fire, and that goes left, and that'll be a goal kick. I don't think Gant got a hand on it.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a little wide. We'll get some subs coming in here for the Bears, but also too something else that I love for the Wolves is they don't seem phased. They give up a penalty kick in the first 2 minutes, save it. Moostock bends it in from the corner, and they're still out here playing tough defense, still trying to find room to attack. I like the mentality of the Wolves right now, and the game style is where they want it. They got the Bears making long passes instead of doing all the dribbling and really breaking you down. It's just a matter of fact of can they get some shots on goal.
As Zuger and Scarlett Kelly and Judith Sanchez check into the game for the Bears. Good turn by Kelly. Kelly trying to switch it to Moostock. Strong header by Olivia Thomas. Once again, Kelly looking to switch the ball. Not able to put enough on it. Kelly there. An ambitious shot from about 30 yards out.
That shot's not going to get through against these Wolves. You got 5, sometimes 6 people right in front of you. There's just not enough space.
Yeah, they form a wall out there just to stop this prolific Bears offense that we've seen all season. And it's worked so far. I mean, I've really stifled the Bears. An errant pass by McFarland. Now the Wolves are looking to push. It's a good one, too. And look at the speed by Harns. And that's a good stop and go by Olivia Thomas. As shots looped up, and Warner will be there to secure the ball.
But that's a lot better attacking right there if you're the Wolves. Now you got to watch this counterattack. The Bears try to push some numbers.
That's
a Zuger out here.
Great through ball to Zuger. She's 1v1 with Velasquez. Cuts back inside, and it gets trucked, but a no call. I believe Velasquez got the ball first.
Yeah,
there's a lot of contact.
From up here, I could see she got the ball first clean. That was a heck of a stab at the ball right there. One-on-one took your chance inside the box.
Yeah, that's something you rarely see, a little jab to feed the ball loose, especially in a dangerous spot like the penalty area.
Already have given up a penalty kick today. This team is fearless.
Kelly gets fouled, and they point to the spot. It's going to be right outside the box for a free kick. This is a dangerous spot for the Bears.
This is a very dangerous spot. You got Moostock who can who we've seen over the course of this year bend in a couple from this spot. Nev Dustin will probably hover over the ball.
Yeah,
Actually, she's not in the game right now. But you just got Van Eerden on the backside.
Yeah.
Cruz, you're bringing all the bodies in. Zuger, everybody. They're gonna try to find the head here, I think.
Cruz comes up to maybe take her chance with a wide stance, but Moostalk takes it, and that's just a little high.
And Moostalk has some words in the middle. I don't think she was too happy with how everything worked out right there, but these Wolves survive another scare. You feel like the longer this game can stay 1-0, the more of a chance they have to finally break through.
Yep, we're under 13 minutes now here in this first half. Ball played forward. McGarrell able to head it down. Now McGarrell looking to push, and Zuger is quicker than a hiccup. She's making a run forward. Zuger cuts inside, trying to find Sanchez, but once again, there's a Wolf there in the passing lane. Now Moostalk takes a cut inside, fires, and Gant once again there for the save.
And that's a heck of a save, reading it right there. Moostalk cuts to the middle. She's got a two-way go, and Gant just knew that she was going to come to the near post.
And Gant wants that one back. She's shaking her head, and she knows that's on her, telling her teammates as she kicks that one out of bounds. And it's Kelly an errant pass, but McFarland is there to bail her out. And now Shimshock joining in support. Going a long ways, cuts inside. Gets dispossessed. And Sanchez doing a good job of not being shook on that play, being able to stand firm.
Now watching the middle here. Got a lot of space.
Yeah, Moostalk, as you see, three bodies swarm. And now Shimshock looking to fire, and Zuger coming in hot. And a foul will be called against Zuger.
I like that, though, by the Bears. I saw the space on the backside. You go low this time instead of looking for the air. Almost find a foot.
Velasquez sends it deep. Zuger now pushes forward. Zuger in and out.
Wow, what a foot.
A good move by Zuger again, puts it across, and there's just no one there to finish it off for the Bears. Good switch by McGarrell. And once again, Wolves' defense has been stout and stifling. And a good give and go, but Cruz will be there to secure it for the Bears.
This is a very dangerous time. I've seen the Bears score a lot of goals in the final 10 minutes of a half.
Zuger now on the wing. 1v1 with Velasquez. An in and out, keeps the ball. Zuger fires, and that will be saved by Gant. Ali Zuger has been making people look absolutely silly on the pitch in the last couple games.
And you've got to love that if you're LR, to bring that off the bench and just have that speed, that elusiveness. And she's shown some touch around the goal, too.
Yeah, she's done a good job this season as kind of that spark plug role off the bench, an outside winger, able to score, pass, and beat people 1v1. Once again, outside to Zuger. Cuts inside. Looking to get past Harns. Does just that. Plays it across to Kelly, and Kelly not able to handle that touch.
Good defense right there. Just not allowing Kelly to get a good touch on it and kind of set up her left foot like I think she wanted to. But you could just see this Bears team, when they turn up the dial, it's tough to deal with.
Gant sends one up to Harns. Kelly looking to press Velasquez. This Bears backtracking. Good stop by McFarland, but Aldrete is still in possession for the Wolves. Lays it off for Harns. Harns plays it back across, and that was a dangerous ball. And they're going to have a stern talking to by the referee. And he wags his finger no. And just talking out loud to number 5 of the Wolves. I believe that is Samantha Molina. It's too strong on the challenge.
And I love that right there. Don't give out the card. It's a conference tournament game. You know it's going to be a little chippy. But give a nice little talking to, calm the players down, let them know that that's not going to happen anymore.
Yes, we're under 7 minutes now left to play here in this first half. Sanchez making a run forward. Acton joining in support. Acton still with the ball. Enters the box. Lays it back across. Kelly takes a shot and...
Oh, just hit.
I think she was going for the outside of her foot to try to bend it in that right corner. And
yeah, just looks like she toe-balled it a little bit. Got that just the opposite bend of what she wanted.
Yeah, this makes me wonder, because we've seen Gant not take a lot of those really long free kicks from her end. You've seen Velasquez take them. If it's because of the weather, because my feet are frozen right here. I'm not playing. I can only imagine the keepers, how frozen solid their feet are, especially when you have to kick a hard ball as well.
Exactly, and she might be out here diving around, just moving, doing all the extras. Might not have the energy just to send it deep. Bring back one of your back linesmen to help you out.
As Warner sends one deep. Harns, good first touch. And Mushtak, strong move to win the ball back. Now Sanchez pushing forward. And Zuger's calling for the ball out wide. Shimshak making the overlapping run. Zuger gets by one defender. Zuger again. Zuger fires. Saved once again by this Newberry Wolves defense.
There's just so many defenders in front that it's not getting through. And I give a lot of credit to the Wolves. Normally you see a team with this many people back, and they're just facing shot after shot after shot. But they're still finding a way to make it hard for the Bears to get the shots off.
I think the thing that you got to notice is that once an LR player makes one move to beat one player, there's another Wolf waiting in the midst to challenge. So, I mean, it's incredible. Credit to where credit's due. It's a good job by this Newberry Wolves defense in that back line. Now McFarland goes out wide to Rhea Acton. Acton, 1v1. Gets dispossessed, Harms and Sanchez. Round 2, and Sanchez wins the challenge, but Harms wins the throw-in for her Wolves team.
Just send it down if you're the Bears.
So Harms and Sanchez. And Sanchez, a strong challenge, wins the ball. Cruz. A reset now for the Bears. Shimshock, long strides forward. Still going here for the Bears. Cuts back. Zuger. For Kelly. Kelly looking to turn, and referee says no foul.
They're letting this be a physical matchup. I like the idea of it.
Zuger there in the corner. Makes one person miss. Zuger makes a second defender miss, and just a little too strong trying to win that ball back. It's going the other way.
A little arm bar and a hip check.
2 minutes to go here in this first half. You're watching Bears Sports Network here on the SAC Live, the SAC Tournament quarterfinal. LR is up 1-0 over the Newberry Wolves. Sanchez and Velasquez does a great job of standing that ball up and able to win it back.
I mean, how many times have you said that so far in this first half?
It's at least a couple. I mean, Velasquez has just been very excellent. And, I mean, this back line of the Wolves, this game could be 6-7-0 LR, and they've done a good job really holding them. Now Kelly cuts inside, looking to get back on her left and not able to. As Shimshock was demanding the ball. As there's 1 minute remaining here in this first half. Zuger there. Zuger turns, cuts inside. Zuger still with the ball and loses it. It's going to get hip checked off the ball, but a no call. Always very tough to make a decision on a foul inside the box because it gives up such a crucial play, a penalty. And Mushtak back up again for the corner.
With 30 seconds to go here in the half. See if the Bears can get a late strike.
Will lightning strike twice here? Will Mushtak get a second Olympico? Plays one in, it's still bouncing around. And shot by Sanchez. It's deflected by the Wolves.
Looks like that'll take us into half. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's half, folks, as it's 1-0 here at Moretz Sports Complex. The LR Bears are on top over the Newberry Wolves, and we'll be back shortly with first half analysis and stats when we come back.
Oh, this? I was playing catch a little too hard with the dog. He's got quite an arm. I've been through this before. It'll be better in a couple of days. Probably.
Visit one of Ortho Carolina's specialists right away by logging on to orthocarolina.com. Leave the waiting to this guy.
Come on, honey.
Ortho Carolina. You improved.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC is ready for another exciting football season. Everett has been a proud sponsor of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears for 25 years, and we wish the Bears a safe and successful season. And August means it's all systems go for another winning season with the Carolina Panthers. We have a tradition of winning in the Carolinas, and when you want to be a winner in the car, truck, or SUV game, come see the sales and service champions at Everett, because if you didn't get an Everett deal, you dropped the ball, baby. Woo!
I love being busy in my garden. I got flowers to plant and beds to clean out. When I was feeling really tired and not like myself, I saw a doctor. Look at me now. The doctors were good, they worked with me, and they laughed with me. I'm back to doing everything I love. I needed a doctor, and I found the expert for my heart.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
So we're back here at Moret Sports Complex. You're watching women's soccer here on Bear Sports Network on the SAC Live. I'm Adekali Ande with my broadcast partner AB. As we've seen a great one so far, AB. LR is over Newberry right now, 1-0. Just explain what you saw in that first half and what you want to see from both sides going forward.
Well, in the first half, you saw a very aggressive Bears team, from the first kick. As soon as Moostock got her foot on the ball, they were attacking. They got a lot of chances. A penalty kick was stopped, but it's been the defense of the Wolves. I think that's outshined the offense for the Bears. Moostock was able to bend one in from the corner. Nice and beautiful early on. But other than that, Wolves have shut down everything. They have a lot of numbers back and a lot of great one-on-one plays for a team that gave up a penalty in the first 2 minutes and then concedes a goal in the first 10 minutes. They are very fearless.
Yeah, fearless is a very accurate word for both sides right now. The defense versus the offense of LR and the defense of Newberry, who's been very stout and stifling. They've been balling out, and it's really just a matter of who's going to give up or give in after going back and forth all day. And so far, the only difference maker between both sides now is that corner kick goal by Axa Moostock. And Newberry will start possession off here in the second half. And a strong challenge by Judith Sanchez.
And these two teams are looking to try to match up with LMU in the semifinals. LMU with a 3-1 victory over Catawba earlier, advanced.
Now Moostock pushing forward, lays it off for Van Eden, a good tap out wide to Acton, and the Bears are looking to make a run, and Van Eden racing toward the corner, Sanchez. LR is looking to get something going here on the offensive end to begin the second half. Good pressure by the Newberry Wolves. Now Aldred is trying to keep Thomas away from the ball. A lot of just back and forth contact, and Thomas able to win the ball back for the Bears. Great switch over to Shimshock as Van Eden putting her hand up. Shimshock lacing a ball that way. Good job by the defense. Once again, stepping in that passing lane and causing a deflection. Ganton will be able to scoop that up.
We had a fan right there. Just missed the ball.
As it's a good showing. I mean, this is frigid temperatures, but a good showing by both sides. You see some Newberry folks coming all the way from South Carolina, support their squad, and you see the BSC is still here, out with hats and blankets, ready to support their LR Bears. So good job by both schools, and they've been in for a thriller so far. As Sanchez goes to the corner, another set piece opportunity for the LR Bears. Sanchez curls one, it's going, and Gant made another great save. That could have been the Olympico number 2 of this match.
That was very impressive right there. It's just staying with it the whole way, knowing that one's already been bent in on you.
Yeah, see how they're crowding that front line, making it hard for Gant to see, and Moostock puts another one up, and Gant with the save. McGarrell on the ricochet. And Bears are going to have to reset. Still on the ground now. Kyle battling in the box. Harms trying to take it out of harm's way. Laid across for Thomas. And another corner for LR. Mushtak to take the corner here for the Bears. Mushtak curls one. Thomas a header. And on top of the netting. That was so close, AB.
I thought that one was in. That was sold all the way really well by the Bears. Spaced out. And instead of putting one on the line this time, they put one a little deeper and almost get a header.
Yeah, Thomas did a good job of really getting behind that ball. As you saw, it was driven. Usually when you see a lot of the headers for LR, especially in the air, I feel like they try to jump out of the gym, get up there, but not really drive their head through the ball. And that one was well executed by Olivia Thomas. Now Van Eerden looking for support. It's 1v3 circling. Sanchez out wide to Shimshak. And that will be a throw-in for LR. Van Eerden lays it back for Shimshak. And Sanchez to fire and just drove that one over the bar.
And to wrap up the quarterfinal games on the women's side, Queens beat Carson Newman.
Wow.
So you'll have Wingate versus Queens.
So you'll have a new tournament champion this year, as Carson Newman won last year.
Yep, Wingate versus Queens. And the winner of this matchup gets LMU.
So in store for a great rest of this SAC tournament. As you know, the quarterfinal matchups played at the higher seeds home. And once they moves on to semis and the finals, be played in Matthews, North Carolina at the Matthews Sportsplex. And
beautiful facility.
Ball's bouncing around here. Acton looking to enter the fold.
And if you're the Bears, you're up 1-0. How long before you start playing it smart and kind of looking ahead to a potential rematch with LMU?
Sanchez pushes the ball forward, out wide to McFarland again. McFarland goes to Shimshak. Across by Shimshak, bouncing around. Mushtak curls one, fading away. 1-2, Sanchez steps forward. And McFarland, a sharp ball, hits the defender of the Wolves. And you know that's got to sting. That's number 15, Taylor Monahan. Let's hope she's all right.
Yeah, she took that one like a champ.
Good job by Miguel, putting her head in the game, literally. And Warner, an errant pass, one of the few mistakes you've seen from her tonight, because it's been one of the few chances she's had to touch the ball. And that's a good thing. If you're playing defense and your keeper is not that busy, you're doing the right thing.
And that's something Warner's been good to. She's been used to not be having to make a lot of saves, touching the ball a lot, because she understands that her team will control possession in most games. So she's just ready whenever her number is called.
Acton making a run deep. Van Eerden looking to turn, but not able to get it back onto her right foot. As LR resetting the offense now. And
Van
Van
Eerden
Eerden calling
calling
for it. Ball up in the air, and that gets headed away.
Van Eerden wanted that one. I think that was a really good service in there. Kind of snuck through.
Yeah, another corner kick. Van Eerden's been very aggressive here in the second half to begin. She really wants that ball, especially in the space, to be able to run onto it.
See what the Bears do here.
Sanchez on the ball. There's 4 Bears crowded in on the 6-yard line. Up, Van Eerden heads it, shoots, and she scores. Another goal for LR, 2-0 here, Moretz.
If you just keep shooting, eventually one of them's going to find its way through, and that's what I saw in this one.
So 2 goals by your seniors and your 2 leading goal scorers on this team. And they keep pouring it on here.
Run this replay back. As you can see, just bent in. Good job heading it down, but staying with it and just putting it back behind the goalie. And Gantz had a heck of a game back there.
Yeah, she's done an incredible job. And, I mean, that's their first true goal of the match that has gone by you. I mean, you saved a penalty. You've been playing your heart out for your squad. You got to keep your head up if you're Gant and urge your teammates to push forward.
Yeah. This is where it can open up now for the Bears because the Wolves are going to send some numbers forward. They've had some pretty good attacks, but they've got to string something together pretty soon here.
Now Mushtak on the far sideline. Over to Acton. She makes a deep run now, looking for some support. Acton lays it off for Mushtak. 1v1 with Velasquez. Tries to split it, but Velasquez does a good job of shielding. Great marking by Newberry Wolves.
Oof. Just a little cross up right there.
If you're just tuning in, it is 2-0. LR is on top of the Newberry Wolves with 34 minutes remaining here in this match. This is the SAC tournament quarterfinals here on Bear Sports Network on the SAC Live.
Audie, if you were the Wolves, how would you try to look to attack here to try to get something going?
You got to push those numbers forward. You've seen what you can do when you put Harms, one of your outside backs, and really push her forward on the attacking end. They got to get going. And right now they're playing in kind of a defensive mode. They're kind of being, so to say, like reserved on the offensive end, but they really got to bring it to LR right now. Shimshock into the box, lays it off for Van Eerden. And you hear the crowd really wanted Shimshock to shoot that ball. Strong challenge by Van Eerden, able to win it. And Kyle gets around their defender, puts it up, past Gant, and no one's there for the ricochet. I mean, Garrell flares one up, and that will go over the net.
I think a couple situations right there, if you're the Bears, where try to pass it into the net instead of just shooting it.
Ball still bouncing around. Aldreet. McFarland now pushing Sanchez. Mushtak has a lot of space, and that's a good heads-up play to jump the pass. Ball played over the top, looking for Kyle. I don't know if she'll have enough room, and Velasquez will guide that one out of bounds. As Riley Stokes checks in the game for the Newberry Wolves.
And the first thing that you see that's got to change if the Wolves want to have any shot at moving on in 30 minutes, they got to get some more shots up. There's been 26 shots for the Bears to just 3 for the Wolves.
And some back and forth between Judith Sanchez and number 5, Samantha Molina.
Getting watched carefully there.
And good first touch by Sanchez. She's now pushing the ball forward. She's going to circle around and try to reset now for the Bears.
Nice little roar right there from the crowd.
Van Eerden trying to win it and wanted a corner, and she will get a corner.
There's a whole lot of contact there. That was kind of a weird play. 30 minutes to go here, and the Bears aren't looking to sit on it. They're trying to add to it. That's another thing about this team that if you've watched them over the season, you just see they don't sit on any leads. They'll push no matter what the score is.
So that will be Sanchez to take it. Curls one up. It's still bouncing around. Cleared by Harms. Up ahead to Kyle. Good touch off her chest.
This Bears team is so dangerous on the corner kicks. I mean, just from all angles.
That's Velasquez to take this free kick.
Nice little give and go right there.
Sanchez and Kyle making a run. Kyle into the box now. Lays it back across. Van Eerden settles. Fires low and driven and just a little to the right. That hits the side netting.
Nice work by Van Eerden right there, settling it down. And then tried to go near post. Just unable to curl it enough. But just another shot, another minute spent in the Wolves' defensive third.
Ball played forward. Kyle has some room and just misjudged how that ball was going to come down.
That was such a good ball that I don't think Kyle expected it.
Sanchez wins the ball and the challenge for LR. Thomas now pushing forward. Plays a ball for Mushtak, and she's going to have to race towards the corner to get it. Now Acton inside. Acton looking to shoot. She fires low and driven. But once again, deflected by the Wolves. Now McGarrell has a lot of space to work with. Out wide to Mushtak. Mushtak inside. Mushtak fires and right at Gant once again. If you look at the stat total right now, LR has 28 shots and 11 on goal, and Newberry has 3 shots and 2 on goal. So you look at that disparity, and it's one of the reasons why they have the most prolific offense in the SAC conference and one of the most prolific offenses in the country. Ball put up by Maddie Kyle, no one there, but Moostalk fires low. Van Eerden looking to shoot. She gets bumped off the ball, still battling. This is
just
back and forth.
Just a fight in there.
So that was a little scrum, and Van Eerden gets a foul called against her, and you hear the boos from the crowd. Not liking that.
And what a spirited crowd we've seen so far.
Ball played out wide. Newberry will just usher that one out of bounds. So we're under 26 minutes left to play here in this match. LR is up 2-0 over the Newberry Wolves. Good give and go. Acton now in the corner. Back to Moostalk. Moostalk puts one up. Van Eerden a touch, and that one goes wide. AB, what do you want to see in this last 25 minutes here from the Wolves?
The Wolves have to find some type of way to keep possession. I don't know where, but they gotta find something. Maybe draw a free kick here, because their set plays have been pretty good, but they gotta find a way to keep the ball. They just can't get on the attacking side right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you brought out a good point right there. Possession has been the majority to the Bears in this match, and I think that's what's really made it seem like out of hand, especially in the second half to be.
And that's the most impressive part about this team. This Bears team, they just keep the ball on the foot at all times.
And Acton almost squeaking one past Gant, and I would love to see Gant's stat total on saves tonight. It's been phenomenal. Nev Dustin has checked back in. Gant with 10 saves on the match. He's been putting in a clinic, defensive clinic.
And I mean, at least 4 of those were some big time saves.
Give and go. Shimshock in the box. Draws 4 defenders. Van Eerden lays it back for Sanchez. Sanchez fires and not able to get enough power under it.
Just another case of overpassing. This team likes to share the ball. Sometimes when you face a goalie that's made a bunch of saves, you share it too much.
Exactly. Now Moostalk lays it back across, and shot fired as Kyle misses wide. That's a good service by Moostalk.
Beautiful service. Good job to get free over there. We've kind of calmed down on hearing her name because the Wolves did a good job of swarming her. But Kyle came in, a nice one touch, just unable to find the post.
Scant taking her time here on this goal kick. And the referee is going to bring the ball back.
A jersey tug.
Sanchez and Molina have been going back and forth
I
in
think
the
it's
second
been
half.
a pretty well refereed game. It's allowed for a lot of physicality, but it hasn't got out of hand at any point. And whenever he felt like it has, he's stepped in and he's kind of shut it down.
As Christina's all by her lonesome, and they give it to her. Good ball. Shimshock back to Mushtak. And dispossessed. And Aldrete will push and force the issue for LR. And Kyle trying to keep it there for the Bears, and that will be a goal kick.
A lot of contact right there. Good defensive stand. Was that Hearns? Adi, what has impressed you so much? I mean, we're about 70 minutes in here. What have you seen from the Bears that's just led to this 2-goal advantage?
I think it's just how calm and composed this team is. They've done it all season, but once again, you just see how good they are offensively, and then on top of that, even better defensively. They don't make mistakes, and so when they do make mistakes, you have to capitalize on them if you're a visiting team and an opponent. It's really just quite amazing to see how they play the game.
And just so prolific. I mean, they just keep coming at you. And like you said, they don't make a lot of mistakes, but I think the one thing for the Wolves is they haven't been able to capitalize on all the mistakes. I mean, or really any of them. They've made some interesting plays, but Wolves just, you got to take advantage of your chances when you go against a team like the Bears, because they're going to put some shots up and they're going to put the pressure on you.
Out wide to Shimshak. Shimshak cuts it back inside. Now back to Kyle. She has some space. Play a ball in. And Mushtak the header. And a finish by Van Eerden. 3-0 Bears. Make it 2 for Hannah Van Eerden.
What a play right there. I mean, just bouncing all around. Axa Mushtak out of nowhere. Then a great save, but Van Eerden there to clean it up. And it's the score, I think, is starting to reflect a little bit of how the second half has been going. Show this replay. Ball sent in. Mushtak, beautiful header. But Van Eerden there to clean it up. Getting a good double on the day. Bears 20 minutes away from a rematch with LMU.
Yeah, 3-0 here at Moretz Sports Complex. You're just tuning in. Hannah Van Eerden just scored once again for the Bears, the senior forward. And this Bears offense has just been clicking. And Zuger has checked back into the game. She's going to look to get things going, too, as well.
And if you're Van Eerden, you got to love that. Possibly your last game here. Even though the way the regional rankings are sitting, the Bears look like they might host a playoff game. But you got to love possibly your last time here, and you get a couple goals.
Zuger 1v1. And she gets dispossessed there on the wing. Still LR's ball. Yeah, Zuger has been very good here today, and it's rare. This is the first time I've seen all season. The shot's flared up, and that hits the crossbar. That one was from the parking lot by Sanchez.
What a shot.
That looked like something out of FIFA.
I mean, it's a bad time to do the crossbar challenge.
Yeah, that was a good one right there by Sanchez. It's going to be a corner kick, and Sanchez looks to take the corner for LR. But as I was saying, this is one of the first times all year that you've seen Zuger and Kyle, because they both play the same position, on the pitch at the same time. So it looks like Coach Higgins is trying to put the nail in the coffin and put a lot of offense out there. So ball swung in by Sanchez. Acton able to win it. Out wide for Shimshak. Good fake.
Crowd was calling for her to shoot.
As Crew is trying to win that ball. Harms.
Good run.
Able to keep it, and now the Wolves are looking to attack, but Thomas is there to secure it. And Cruz is still down here for the Bears. Let's hope she's all right. Maybe trying to stretch something out.
I think she's trying to see. There was a lot of contact on that play. And it's cold when you hit shin on shin out here. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel it.
Let's hope Chris is all right, able to walk off under her own power. She's gonna try to shake it off now and jog it out. As you said, it hurts more when it's this cold out here, especially bone on bone contact. Ball's played up and right into Warner's hands.
Yeah. Cruz with one of those that you're going to be feeling that one a little more after the game when you get into the heat.
Zuger's calling for the ball there on the wing. There's no one marking her. Good touch by number 15 of the Wolves. I believe that is Taylor Monahan. As Zuger and Van Eerden are checking in, back and forth, trying to make that run and time it well. Good ball by Thomas. And the Bears are just keeping possession, holding it well, and just going back and forth. Not really trying to do too much at this point.
Yeah, it looks like the Bears are starting to look ahead. Just trying to make sure they see this one through.
Ball switched out wide. Shimshock. And you need to see some sense of urgency here from the Wolves. You can't allow LR to just go back and forth with the ball. You really got to start to press. And I think that's why you see more players pushing in the attacking third. Because LR can do that for the rest of the match and be happy.
And do you think there's a bit of frustration setting in with the Wolves in the sense of just not being able to everybody press together?
Yeah, it's a little bit of frustration, but just more of a lack of urgency, a lack of, well, hey, we're still able to come back in this game. There's 15 minutes left, and I need to get going now. As a yellow card is given to the Wolves.
Looks like number 20.
I believe that is Sally Slice of the Wolves. And that will be the first one of the match. So you see some substitutions ready to check in for the Bears. Great touch by Kyle. She's got space now, 1v1. And Kyle still with it to Van Eerden. She turns, lays it back to McGarrell. McGarrell fires, and that's saved by Gant again. Yeah. At this point, Jaylene Gant might need to change her name to Jaylene Getz, because Jaylene gets a lot of saves, and she's been doing that the whole match. AB, just talk about how good she's been here today for the Wolves.
I mean, it's 3-0, and we're still talking about how well of a performance she's had, so I think that's a start. But she's just been so active. She's read everything really well and made it really hard for the Bears. All right? They've taken a lot of shots on goal today, so it hasn't come easy at all.
As Warner comes off her line to play it back to Cruz. It's a really tight angle to try to feed Shimshock. And you gotta think, AB, that these Wolves are, at this point, yeah, they're getting frustrated, but at the same time, they're getting tired out here, especially the ones that have been playing the whole match.
Hey, they look pretty worn down right now. A little bit mentally, but a lot physically. It's just you see some tired legs, trying to figure out how they're gonna get a 3-minute or 3-goal burst to keep their season alive.
As Emma Olsen, Scarlett Kelly, and Abby Biddle check into the game for the Bears.
Some fresh legs to help you see it through if you're the Bears.
And now the Wolves are finally starting to press forward. Just trying to put some pressure on that back line so they can't just pass it back and forth. Under 13 minutes left to play in this match. LR is up 3-0 over the Newberry Wolves. Ball played ahead. An opportunity now for the Wolves. Cut back on the left foot. And that is blocked again. Still up in the air. Now shot is ripped, and that one is sent sky high.
Just don't get many opportunities against these Bears. And the defense, they still play, so they keep everything tough. You don't get a clean boot on it, and Warner's in position anyway. So it's tough picking. That's part of the reason why this Bears team only has 2 losses on the season and has climbed all the way up to number 8 in the nation.
Harms and Shimshock. Harms turns, fires. Warner comes up with the heroic save. Shimshock settling. Ball played forward for Aldrete. Warner coming off her line. She's going to have to win it and sends that one.
Sends it over here to us.
And that is good hustle and speed by Warner in goal. If you're going to make a dangerous run like that, you're going to have to win it. And Nev Dustin, strong challenge, wins that one for the Bears.
What a challenge right there to get it clean.
Zuger. Kelly's got to play the ball forward. Olsen's by her lonesome. Biddle.
Oh. Unable to get it to Olsen.
Shimshock. Zuger's got a lot of space here. They look up for her. And Miguel finds her. 1v1 now with Velasquez. Now Aldrete has room. Ball played forward.
Just too far. Thomas all over it.
Warner settles and sends it away. Acton pushing it up the field. Dustin, a good switch over the Zuger. Zuger 1v1. Good turn by Abby Biddle. Out wide for Shimshock. Great creativity. Shimshock puts one out, and that will be a corner kick for the Bears.
And more time will just tick off the clock right here. So the Bears are in no rush, up 3-0.
As Olsen will now take this corner kick for LR. Olsen puts one up. Thomas heads it down, and not enough on that one. You're about 13 plus yards out. You got to put a little bit more on that one.
Yeah, not a bad idea to head it down, just not enough power on it.
Zuger 1v1, and Harms able to win it, but Zuger battling back, trying to win the ball, and gets called for a foul. Ball sent forward by the Wolves. Good header by Nev Dustin. Ball played back. Olsen racing towards it. Acton is now pushing. She's going into some space, looking for some support. Dustin joins the fold. And smart decision by Dustin to kind of just go backwards and see if they can milk some clock and reset the offense.
What a ball.
Beautiful ball by McGarrell. Olsen now looking for Kelly. Dustin pushing for it. Out wide, looking for Shimshock. And Bears will reset. Acton out wide for Olsen. Olsen has a lot of space to drop it in. Kelly turning. Acton is calling for the ball, and Kelly's trying to go 1v1 and gets clipped but will not win the call.
Olsen with the quick throw.
Now Acton going in again, lays it off for Kelly.
Too heavy.
Kelly just one too many touches. LR will reset once again. So we're under 6 minutes left to play in this match. LR is up 3-0 here in the SAC tournament quarterfinals over the Newberry Wolves.
What a move.
Shimshock inside, lays it back across, and just no one there to finish it. Good ball to Harms, and just mishandles that touch. Olsen and the Bears are just going to play it back and forth and not really try to force anything or make a mistake.
Yeah, if they see something, this team will take it, but they're not going to force anything right now. They're going to play it smart for 5 more minutes.
So, Wolves throw in. As Thomas will check off, and that is freshman Sydney Wall will check into the game. Dustin pushing forward. Showing off the wheels. Still with the ball. Gets tripped up. And that's going to be a card for Melina. She's been asking for it the whole match. And she gets carded there for her efforts. It's a promising spot from about 35 to 40 yards out. And I believe that is Miguel will tie the cleat of Nev Dustin. What a great teammate.
Captain right there.
And
nice cold day. It's hard to tie those laces together.
Especially when you have gloves on. And Dustin will look to take it. Dustin right to the wall, and that is going to sting. Dustin fires. Ambitious by the freshman, Nev Dustin.
Time just runs down on the Wolves.
Wolves trying to perhaps put one on the board here late to kind of walk away with something. They're down 3. It's got to be now or never. Back to Warner. She's going back and forth with Sydney Wall.
Acton moving across the field. Set off, tries to get it back. But I guess if there's a lone bright spot tonight for the Wolves, it's been their defense. Yes, you gave up 3 goals, but it was impressive and individually, one-on-one, all over the place.
A little dribbler by Olsen. Yeah, like you said, AB, very impressive. I mean, defense has been the best part of the game for the Wolves. Has just not been able to match that effort on the offensive end.
Yes, and for the Bears, just a complete ambush, never allowing the Wolves to just get a consistent attack. They would attack for a minute here, attack for a second there, but never were the Wolves able to just keep something going.
So we're under 2 minutes left to play. LR is up 3-0. You've been watching women's soccer here on the Bears Sports Network on the SAC Live.
And just a reminder, the Bears are looking for a chance to move on to face Lincoln Memorial, who beat Catawba today 3-1.
Yeah, they're looking for a little revenge. LMU beat them on the road to end the winning streak for LR. So they're going to look for revenge in round 2.
I think it's a little deeper than that, too. Last year, LMU knocked the Bears out in the semifinal.
Acton in dangerous territory.
1 minute remaining.
There's 1 minute remaining here. Wall's going to have to backtrack to win this ball and does a good job. Bears are just going to hold it out. And Dustin taking some heavy touches. So there's 10 seconds remaining. And that's the match, folks, as LR wins here in the quarterfinal 3-0 over the Newberry Wolves. And they move on to play LMU. AB, just your overall thoughts on the match.
Overall thoughts, this was a Bears team that showed their power. They looked like the better team, and the Wolves gave a good fight. This was a lot closer than the 3-0 suggested in the first half. In the second half, the Bears just came and put it to the metal and really showed their class. I was impressed with both teams, but we'll see what the Bears can bring on in the semifinals as they go up against the LMU team.
So that's the game, folks. LR wins 3-0 here over the Newberry Wolves. I'm Ada Kaliande, joined by my broadcast partner, AB. We wish you a great night.